Judge, I forgot to approach you on this other case. It's Miss Loyola. Judge, she has an AFM in our court, but she has a felony.
So she's on bond for an assault of a family member,
Yes.
on bond for a felony assault of a peace officer, and now you pick up a new case.
And what happened was she went.
Okay, pause, because this is already wild. She's on two separate bonds, one for assaulting a family member and another for assaulting a peace officer. And now a third case? This is like playing legal Jenga with dynamite. Quick question for the viewers. Do you think judges should be stricter on repeat bond violations or more flexible if circumstances get messy? Drop your take below.
And ran the license plate through the NCIC TCIC. Registration was shown to be expired as June 2024. A traffic stop was initiated and the law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant, the driver. The law enforcement officer observed a strong odor of marijuana, and the defendant claimed at first she didn't have anything in the motor vehicle, then confessed she had marijuana and several pipes. The defendant was detained. Probable cause search of the motor vehicle was done, and the law enforcement officer located multiple marijuana pipes. Law enforcement officer located a small bag of a leafy green substance and a black bag in the back seat. It was identified as marijuana, and the bag was within arm's reach of the defendant. Total weight of the marijuana was 0.09 ounces.
Since she has a license.
Yes, Your Honor. It does show being
Eligible or
ineligible.
ineligible? Not allowed to drive. You will now be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and or a $500 fine every time you drive. You are on bond for two cases. Your first bond violation report was filed in February for you not showing up for testing, and now you've picked up a new case. I now revoke your bond on the assault case.
Judge, if I may.
Please.
She went to felony court, and she was also revoked there. She just spent probably 4 or 5 days there. Is that right? And she's out here, so.
The day that I moved was, I was in jail for a traffic ticket and a big call.
I don't know if you heard that, Judge, but the day that she missed court here the first time.
No, whenever I missed the
You missed it, that's right. She actually had texted me and she got taken into custody because of a traffic ticket. I have all that. So she was actually on her way to the testing and got picked over, and therefore she couldn't continue to make it there. So she's already been punished for bond revocation on the felony court, which she spent 5 days in jail last week. When did you get out on that?
Saturday.
Saturdays. And so if we take her in, I know you have a right to, Judge. It seems to me like it's kind of like a double whammy for her, especially for the fact that for that first BVR, she did honestly try to make an attempt to get there. I have the phone records for that, Judge.
When someone tells me something and they repeatedly fail to recognize the conditions that we set forth, for me, it goes in one ear and it goes out the other ear. You telling me something when you get out the doors, you still do whatever the hell you want to do without regard to bond conditions in this court. I'm now revoking your bond. She goes with you. Well, hold on. I need to sign this affidavit so she's not going to drive. And then she goes with you. I'm sorry, John, but it's just one thing after the other. Just
Do you want to go ahead and just.
The tension here is thick. The defense is basically begging the court not to double punish her, arguing the bond violation wasn't intentional. Meanwhile, the judge is clearly over it. And honestly, this is the moment where you can feel the courtroom energy shift from negotiation to "I've had enough." Viewers, do you think her explanation actually helps her case, or is it too little too late?
Yeah, I've heard that before. How many times have I heard that before? How many bond violations have we had, Mr. Proctor? You can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. If you think you repeatedly fail to appear for court. You repeatedly fail to comply with bond conditions. How on earth do you think that you're going to be able to make probation where you have to do classes, you have to remain clean, you have to report once a month? You can't even report to court once a month. How are you going to do this for 12 months? History says otherwise, Mr. Proctor. We do a TRAS before I do anything. I don't know how to go forward with him. And I think that probably the best way to see is to have Mr. Proctor evaluated to see what conditions and what is the appropriate way to go forward, because I have no idea what's going on in your life. I have no idea what you have, and we don't want to see you fail, Mr. Proctor. We want you to leave better than you came. But just doing this right here, it's just throwing you out there to the wolves. I mean, if you really think that this is the appropriate way, you can even, while you're on bond for a couple months, stay out. Before, I would like to have him evaluated. So what we do is we have clinicians available that can interview you, talk to you about you, what's going on with your life, what has been happening with you, how everything has transpired and how we've gotten here to this point, and to see what's the best way that we go forward. Do we need a treatment plan? Do we need inpatient treatment? Is it sufficient to do out? I don't know, but I'm not ready to do this just yet. I think that we need to have your TRAS to see how we go forward. Let's see what they say, and then at that point, you want to court reporter regardless, right?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. We will respectfully honor the
So let's.
request by the court.
It doesn't have to take long. I can expedite it so we can have everything done within the next couple of days. We're not talking weeks. We're not talking, so we can have everything done quick. Because I don't want you to just sit there and languish. But I need to know how to go forward. And this, I don't think that this is the appropriate way. If they say after we have you evaluated, if they say and they give the blessing, then I'm all for it. I want to do what they advise because they know best. Every time I have someone TRAS and I deviate from it, we pay dearly. So that's why I trust them to give us the best advice as how to go forward. All right? Give me a couple days. Let me get the TRAS done. We can come back and then we'll go forward. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
just want to make sure I have the rest of my notes. So we just want to wait for TRAS before we do the play.
Right. Yeah, because I want to know what are the appropriate conditions that we put? Because this right now, this is the type of probation that we usually do when people have, no violations or, they've been, but here we have multiple, 4 different violations from one thing or the other. So that's why.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Judge.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm approaching on Mr. Portillo Sanchez.
Judge, was presumptively positive for alcohol, fentanyl, and cocaine.
Your Honor, he wants to take a plea for 180 days today, which he's got 22 days credit, so.
I don't know. I think the last time we had said a year, right?
We set it for trial, I think, on the 22nd-ish, and he wants to plead to 180. No, okay. Will you, is there anything the court would accept? No.
I'm over and over and over. And I don't know if that's what it is that's causing everything in all these cases. But I have a sneaky suspicion that it could be due to all that. You now tested positive for cocaine, fentanyl, what else?
An alcohol, Judge.
Alcohol. You were on bond for 5 different violent cases. Goes with you. I'm sorry, Mr. Portillo. What I would like to do, because obviously now we now know that there may be a more substantive issue that may be causing all this. So what I'd like
This is a huge legal pivot. Instead of stacking on more jail time, the judge wants a TR evaluation, basically a deep dive into whether addiction, mental health, or other issues are driving the chaos. This kind of shift shows how modern courts try to fix the root problem instead of endlessly recycling offenders through the system. Smart move or too lenient when someone has 15 cases? I'm curious what you all think.
problem is and why you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, now 15. It ends today. Goes with you? And we'll have him to your ass. Let's see what it says. And then, you know, but I'm not just going to continue to do the same thing in hopes that when it gets out. So, send it for Tiraz. We'll come back in a couple days, get the report, and let's see what they say on how it goes. Okay. But I'm not going to just continue to do the same thing and hope for a unicorn because it's just not going to happen. You know?
I would like to just,
It's up to you.
I would like,
Want to?
I mean, if,
Can, but
right,
let's figure out what's going on.
sure. I just want to see what I mean,
Sure.
obviously as his attorney, I need to
Absolutely.
see what his options are and meet with
And I don't
him.
want you to do anything you are not kosher, or not happy with, you know? Before we do anything, you know, of course I want your blessing. And if he says no to what they say, then we just go
Have
to
a
trial.
trial.
And we'll go one after the other. Just be ready, please. Okay.
Should we, I guess, set him like for Friday or something and see, I don't know.
It's probably gonna be the process today. I don't know if tomorrow.
No, there's no way. It's now 11:30. Till tomorrow, he's still gonna be processing.
Right.
So we can't start the TRAS until he's out. Latest will probably be Wednesday is when we get it done. I would say we probably will have the report.
Well, but he'll be set for bail review automatically, right? For Wednesday or?
But if he stays in holdover, somebody can come over there.
We usually have people come here to do the TRAS here.
Right, okay.
Here, to
Okay.
try to expedite it so that they don't sit there for a week or 2 weeks, you know, because we want to, it's not the idea, it's just to hold, just for the sake of holding, is to get everything done quick so you guys can make the informed decision quick. And we'll see, you know, and the idea is hopefully he's honest and then try to get to the cause because,
The options.
you know, before there's a murder case because he's using and he does something that's irreparable, you know?
I
I
understand.
mean, how many times have we seen it? So, okay.
Thank you.
Hi,
Sorry, Judge, I just have,
man.
I'm terrible. I'm in this death penalty capital, so I just don't.
Still?
Yes, Your Honor. We're 2 out of 3 weeks. I just have 4 minutes left on my bathroom break. Mr. Thomas tested, it looks like his marijuana levels are going down, but he did test positive for alcohol. I
Talk
talked,
to Mr. Thomas.
he's present, Judge.
Not only have I reinstated his bond once already, but now we're working a second bond violation warrant. What do I need to do to get your attention, Mr. Thomas?
Got it.
Yeah, right. Justin,
Yes, Your
what do I need to do? Put his butt in jail?
I think we've been in felony court this morning, so I don't want you to think he wasn't here. He was,
I don't care
he was
about
great.
Care about him continuing to use and continuing to do whatever the hell he wants to do without regard to bond conditions. You do what you want to do. I think I have but one choice, Justin, and to just put him in jail.
Judge, what do you think about some AA meetings or some?
I don't think it'll. When did we order him not to use?
What was the last name again, Judge?
This is Thomas, Mr. Thomas.
Conditions were set in place on October 11th.
This past October, we told him not to use.
The marijuana is negligible, so it's almost out of the system. It was a 0.005, I think. I understand the court's frustration and concern.
If it's been bond conditions since October, we're now nearly April 1st. It's been 6 months. So it should have been way, way gone.
No, it was from the positive. So you admonished him on the positive not to use, and then, so this was his first test since,
February 6th.
right, and so that's what I'm saying. So the marijuana is negligible. I know it's not an excuse, but I don't know that we read all of our bond conditions about alcohol. Now, I know that's not an excuse because he signed for it. I get it. But I do want to point out to the court that the marijuana is basically out of the system. It was like, that's why I'd asked for the levels, but it was like at a 0.05 or 0.005. It was,
Alicia, do you see that?
The levels, Judge, let me see if it's in the email.
it was, I asked for them, Judge.
I know. I saw that you did. What do you do for a living? Where do you work?
So it's pizzeria. I'm a chef.
What is it?
So it's pizzeria. I'm a chef.
He's a chef at Russo's Pizzeria, and we're in school. So we are being productive members of society.
How do I know that? Am I supposed to take your word for it?
You can take his mom's, Judge. I talk to his mom pretty much on a regular basis.
Judge, if you see that number, however, truthfully, I don't know what that means. But it is a low number. So that's all I have to offer for, but.
Here's what we're going to do, is I'm putting a scram monitor on his ankle, so I know that he's not consuming alcohol. I'm now going to put a GPS monitor and I'm giving you a curfew, because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I'm giving you a 10 p.m. curfew. If you ever have another bond violation, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm going to make it so high. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm sorry.
I will test you again in 2 weeks. If you test positive for marijuana after 2 weeks, then that tells me that you've continued to use, and I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand?
Sir.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe it's excuse to go back to very important cases.
Yeah, so he's back in 2 weeks to test. If he tests positive after the 0.05 nanograms or whatever the hell it is, if he's still testing positive.
I have
then
nothing
that's it.
left to say, Judge.
All right.
I will be speechless.
All right.